What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestyle here. Today I'm joined by Geekdom for a Dragon Ball Super episode 56. Is that what we're on?
Yes, indeed. One of the greatest episodes of Dragon Ball Super. Maybe the greatest we've ever gotten, especially in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely great. And usually, I always like to do my reviews on Mondays. But so much has happened on here, and there's so many ideas coursing through both mine and your brain that we decided, you know what, let's get on camera, well, on audio at least, on microphones, and talk about what basically happened. Now, before you watch, obviously, spoiler alert, because I always like to do my reviews on Mondays, so I'll make sure that as many people as possible have watched the episode yet, but usually since the sub versions come out today, not everyone might have seen it yet. So don't watch this until you watch the episode, and then come back here. Whatever, you know how this works. This is your spoiler alert.
Actually, in this case, you really shouldn't, because I think part of the reason why it was so good is because of how unexpected it was. And if you go into it knowing what's going to happen, it's not going to really hit you as much as it would when you first see it.
Exactly. And it's funny because I tweeted, I feel like, because everybody was expecting the Super Saiyan Rose stuff that leaked like a couple weeks ago. Everyone was expecting that to happen. But knowing how Toriyama does these episodes and Toei, how they set everything up, I knew there was something else that's going to be shocking in it. And we'll kind of break down everything into bit by bit. So, the beginning of the episode, we are in the future, just like how we saw at the end. Nothing really important. I think the first half was more kind of, I don't know how to describe the first part, half of the episode. First half was just kind of like,
It was showing Goku and Vegeta what the future timeline was.
Yes.
We saw Yajirobe. They explained that Yajirobe survived the android attack because Karin had given him the final Senzu before Karin bit it. So
Yep.
I guess it's implied that 17 and 18 killed him, I guess. And then we also saw how much of a nice guy Vegeta was. And I think they were doing this on purpose. You know, Vegeta gave the homeless people or the people in the shantytown food. I think they were doing it on purpose to kind of remind us that Vegeta's a good guy. So that way what happened to him later on would hurt us more emotionally. I think they did it on purpose, and I think it worked.
Right. So it was kind of like the calm before the storm, essentially. Now, obviously, the thing that everybody cared about the most was the fight. That's what we saw in the last episode preview. That's what we saw in the title. We just want to see this match. And unfortunately, our boy Vegeta just takes an L once again. The second he won that rock, paper, scissors fight of who gets to fight Black first, I knew exactly how it was going to happen. Unfortunately, sorry Vegeta fans, but he takes an L. I was about to say slightly, but it was kind of a major L. So we start off a very interesting fight, which, by the way, Naoki Tate is amazing. I love his animation. The fight was incredible, yes. And there's a part that actually reminded me of when Yusuke fought Toguro. You guys remember in the Dark Tournament? You probably haven't seen it yet, because I don't know if you've watched Yu Yu Hakusho or not, but those who have seen it.
I love Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, so you have seen it.
I don't know if the audience has, though.
A lot of people have to have seen it, because Yu Yu is a fan favorite to a lot of people. So the scene I'm particularly talking about is when Yusuke first fights Toguro, and he starts beating him down, and like Toguro, he beats him into a crater, and then Toguro stands up, he's all skinny, and that's where he transforms and takes the fight serious. The same thing similar happens in this episode where we see Vegeta attack Black, and he like starts punching him. You see the crater getting bigger, but he's like not taking any damage, and then he just kind of like reveals the trump card. Super Saiyan Rose, which he apparently seems to have made up on the spot, kind of how we saw Super Saiyan Blue being made up on the spot with the name. And so first and foremost, I guess we can mention that it is a godly God key type of thing.
Yeah. It's almost like it's just his twisted up version of SS Blue.
Yes.
What they didn't explain is why his hair is actually pink, but who knows?
I mean, my theory still, it sticks to the whole idea because his aura itself is like kind of black, purplish. And I think because it's kind of more lit, it just shows off to be pinkish roses. That's just the theory that I came up with. But the other thing is a lot of people have mentioned that the black rose thing. Do you know the black rose theory with Japan?
Absolutely. Now, we don't know. Well, we don't know. Well, I was going to say, you can go ahead, but I was just going to say, we don't know if that's actually what Toriyama was saying or coming up with. But it could be. We don't know if that's actually from Toriyama, but it could be because, like I've said many times before, when you look at Dragon Ball, there are so many different there's so many different cultures, so many different religions, so many different movies, so many different TV shows and comics that Toriyama borrows ideas from, that I could see that being the case. But what we do know based on the episode is that Black says he named it SS Rose to match Goku's SS Blue name. So I don't know. Right, we don't really know how he got the form, though.
But I like the idea of it. So if this is the actual theory, like, so a black rose is like the symbol for death, essentially.
Yes.
So that's why it's actually... I made fun of the Rose transformation. I thought it was stupid at first, but now, like, when that was presented to me, I was like, you know what? That's actually a good case. It makes sense. It's like an inverse to what Goku represents and what Goku is. So this is actually a cool way to go about it. On top of that, It's silly, but it's powerful. Now, my biggest problem with this arc so far was after we saw that Black wasn't that strong when he fought Goku the first time, I thought, well, where's the threat? Well, apparently in a matter of the days that everyone was gone, freaking Black mastered, well, I don't know if he mastered, no, I think he probably did master it. He somehow mastered the God Key transformation. He is a threat now, and the first thing we see is he...
Oh, man.
Stabs Vegeta in the heart.
It stabs me in the heart, bro.
Dude, yeah, he straight, like, literally stabs Vegeta in the heart. Now, I thought he died at first, but then remember, this is Dragon Ball after all. He's not dead. And,
he's just very mortally wounded is what it is.
Yeah.
He used, I was making jokes about how they pretty much took the idea. We've seen it twice before. Sauza or Thouser from Dragon Ball Z Movie 5, the Cooler's Revenge movie, has like the hand thing. And we also saw Vegito do that move when Boo was down. He uses the hand sword.
Right.
And then, of course, we actually saw Zamasu kill the Barbarian by chopping him in half with a very similar technique. Yeah. I like to call it the Psionic Blade. Will that be the name in Dokkan and in Xenoverse? I don't know, but... it's totally taken from Psylocke from freaking it's Psylocke's move from X-Men. If you saw X-Men Apocalypse, it was the first time Psylocke had been in a movie, and she does the move. So they totally gypped it from there.
I did want to say big shout out to Legendary Agwing because he made a Goku Black mod on Xenoverse, and he included that move as an attack. So that was actually kind of like a prediction on his part, which is really cool because I literally watched the gameplay early this morning, and then I saw the episode. I was like, wow, he like actually called it. So anyways, that's not even a shocking part. Vegeta losing to Black wasn't even the shocking part. The shocking part was the revelation that Zamasu is indeed not Black because he shows up and he actually stops Black from fighting both of them because he wants to be the one to kill Goku. Now here's the interesting part. Why does he want to kill Goku? Because because it's supposed to be multiple timelines, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I can't criticize this yet because the arc's not finished.
Right.
But I'm guessing that they're going to explain what happened. But it could be possible, like we've talked about before, that at some point Zamasu just says fuck it and takes one of the time rings and goes to Trunks' future instead.
Right.
Why he chose that future, who knows? Maybe what happened was, since we have 5 time rings and the 4 green ones represent,
right,
the different timelines, maybe he just grabbed one of them and was like, let me just randomly happen to pick Trunks' future. Who really knows?
Well, no, because remember in the earlier part of the saga, the arc, they mentioned that an idiot a couple years ago made a alternate timeline. I assume they're referring to Trunks. Because I assume the same. I assume the same. Yes, but we don't know. Yeah, I mean, it could be possible, but the only question I have is well, I don't know, I guess... I don't know. Like, that part I can't really connect yet, why he actually knows who Goku is yet, unless it is the exact same as Zamasu. That part I can't toss out. But the question is the relationship between Zamasu and...
That's the one. So who's the boss? Because is it Zamasu? Is it Black? And we still, after how many episodes, we still don't know who Black is. We still don't know. We don't know where he came from.
But we do know that he's immortal. We do know that he's immortal now.
Well, Zamasu is.
Yes.
That's what they said. They said Zamasu's immortal. But again, you got to understand, that might just be overhype. He might not actually be immortal, but because he is immortal.
I don't know if you read or not, but Herms posted the translation for the next episode preview. He said none of his attacks work.
Yeah, well, that might be because Trunks is really weak, or was it Goku he was talking about?
He was talking about Zamasu. I mean, it's still kind of up in the air until you watch the episode. It's kind of tough to figure it out. But you and I both have some interesting theories. One theory I want to toss out there is what if Zamasu is, he's the Kaioshin right now, and he created the idea of Black to be like the God of Destruction in that universe because the God of Destruction does not exist in that universe, so maybe he filled that spot, and now kind of like sent him out to basically do his deeds. So Zamasu still is the Kaioshin overwatching the realm, whereas Black is out there literally killing off the humans. It's kind of like the balance there, because obviously without there being a God of Destruction in that future timeline right now, there's a lack of balance. So because of that, maybe he was allowed to create him, and because of that, I feel like both of them being linked together in a way is the reason why Zamasu could be immortal.
Yes, I noticed that too. But then that, of course, begs the question, what about the Omni King? Does he not know? Where's Whis at in the future timeline? There's just a lot of unanswered questions that I'm hoping do get answered. Also, the other thing, too, is how the hell are they going to beat these guys? Because they're making it seem like SS Rose Black is just... He waffle stomped Vegeta, and I don't think Goku's going to win that fight. That's my prediction. I don't think Goku's going to beat him in the fight.
I hope so. I want this to be a shocker. Like, again, I love the beginning of this arc because it was kind of like uncertain what was going to happen. I mean, when Frieza showed up, you know that Frieza was going to die. It was inevitable. Excuse me. When Beerus showed up, he obviously beat Goku, but you knew that he was really a threat or that much of a bad guy. But now that we're in this arc where we have an actual villain, I feel like I feel like that there's going to be some of that feeling that we had when we watched Dragon Ball Z when we were kids. Where it's like,
you're talking about tension.
Yeah, tension. Yes, tension.
Yeah.
The feel of a threat, tension, all that. It's been lacking, and now it's kind of back. So I'm excited about that. Now, there was something you wanted to toss out there. We were talking in text earlier. What if? And this is actually my first thought I have, and this is a silly what if. I know everybody wants this to happen, but it could be possible. What if actually we get to the point where both Zamasu and Black fuse, and then it gives Goku and Vegeta a reason to fuse?
Yeah, exactly. Like the thing that popped in my head again, it's probably not going to happen.
Probably
but I'm
not.
sure
I mean,
people in the comment section will love it though because they love this shit. Yeah, Zamasu. We know for a fact that Black has a Potara because it was talked about before the arc even started in the Toriyama interview, or not the Toriyama press release, that he does have a Potara. What if they do fuse and they make Zamaku or whatever, and then Trunks and Goku and Vegeta are kind of screwed. Vegeta's still hurt, and then Trunks is like, "Yeah, so the Supreme Kai, my buddy who died, he left these two Potaras here. I don't know what they're good for." And then Vegeta's like, "Okay, we have to do it." And then there you go, and you have everybody gets their little blue Vegeta, and we all jack off fanboy. And then the blue Vegito LR Dokkan card comes out, and we're gonna spend $500 in stones to get that blue Vegito Kaioken Ultimate God card that's gonna require 150 medals to get. You know I ain't lying.
I can see it happening. Now, the likeliness of future comeback, I've always been pointing to the lower side. I don't think we'll ever see it ever again. But at the same time, if there is a time to see it, this will be it. So let me know your thoughts. I mean, who here thinks that we might see that in this arc or not? Anything else you noticed in the episode, feel free to share down below. But overall, I'm excited about this arc again. I'm not going to lie to you. The last couple weeks in Dragon Ball Super, I kind of have become less excited. I mean, I still love the series. I watch every single week.
I was concerned, yes.
Yeah, I was concerned too. I just felt like there was a lack of tension, lack of a threat. And because of that, I was kind of like, well, we'll see what happens. But now I'm excited again. I'm super hyped. And if you're just as hyped as we are, make sure you leave a like below and your thoughts and feedback of what's to come in the future of Dragon Ball Super. So, yeah.
Well, what's interesting, I just want to close out with this, is that this episode answered some questions. We now know Rose is very, very strong, and we now know that Zamasu and Black are in cahoots. What we don't know is, this, of course, it raised new questions. What we don't know is, 1, what happened to Gowasu? 2, how did Zamasu create or learn or find Black, and what's their relationship? And 3, how'd they end up in the future anyways? There's still new questions now that the episodes have brought up, and hopefully they'll answer it at some point. I don't want the answers next week. I want them to keep teasing my dick. I want to wait until the very end.
Yeah.
So let this thing go on for another month, 2 months, 3 months.
One last thing I want to toss out there, since this is already a big question, is will Super Saiyan Rose be in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? The answer is no, not yet. So Hirano-san, no, actually I have the answer to this. Hirano-san came out recently and said that they had already finished Black before they revealed the transformation. Because again, you have to realize that when they're developing this game, they don't have any information or insider news of what's going on in Dragon Ball Super. They don't get that. They're kind of working with a blind eye, essentially. And they had already built Black. Like, Black is part of the pre-order bonus DLC. So what they ended up doing is they're finishing up the game right now. They're finalizing it. And they said for Super Saiyan Rose, they probably, most likely, will add it as a future DLC pack when they do that down the road. So what my theory is right now for pre-order bonus, you get the Black character and then Black Goku. And then as far as Super Saiyan Rose, it will probably be a standalone character similar to how we saw Super Saiyan got Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta in DLC pack 3 of Xenoverse 1. So again, when we get actual confirmation news that that's going to work, I will let you guys know. But for now, I want to answer that question before everybody asks, what about Super Saiyan Rose and Xenoverse 2? How will that work? Well, now you know. Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing that kind of sucks about Bandai is that they're trying so hard to get this game out, but because Super's still running, they're not going to be able to fit certain things into this game that people want. At launch.
At launch, yes. So you're gonna have to wait for DLCs, and then of course Xenoverse 3, which I'm sure will come in a few years, maybe even 2 years.
I saw a few people complain about the whole Super Saiyan Rose thing not being included, but I'm like, dude, they don't know.
people who complain about this, dude, it's like, dude, do you know how hard it is to make a fucking video game? Like,
well, it's not even that. It's just literally like, yo, they don't know what's planned. I mean, if they knew it from the start, all that stuff would have been in the game. But like, even with Dragon Ball Super, when they were kind of like in the middle stages of Xenoverse 2, Super started airing. So it's like, yeah, I wish it could be all in the game, but at least we get it later. Better than nothing, I guess.
Agreed. Yeah, and plus, like we said, all the stuff that is in Super now will eventually come for a future game, anyways. Like, as long as Dragon Ball keeps going, they're gonna keep making games. So, but again, like I said before, you guys don't know, and I'm sure I don't even know because I've never worked in an actual gaming company, but I've talked to people who have. These games are not easy to make.
No.
They're not easy to make. So you have to appreciate it when it comes out, especially when it's a game that has this much good shit in it, you know?
Mm-hmm. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below on episode 56 of Super. Anything else you noticed that we didn't discuss, any theories of your own that you have, this is your chance to talk about it down below. But other than that, like I said, if you're hyped for the series, enjoy these videos and all that stuff, make sure you leave a like as well. Check out Geekdom, and we'll see you guys next time.